Hey, good morning. This is John. It's about 7 a.m. and it's February 15th. I'm at my home. I shot a video earlier today of my morning run on the beach because it was a beautiful sunrise and I wanted to capture that on video. And in the description of that video, I talked a little bit about my morning routine. So as I came home to do a bit of my morning routine, I thought it would be a good idea to chronicle it and to give a little bit more detail of what I'm doing. If you're just tuning into my station for the first time, my name is John. I started a YouTube video for the very first time in January of 2019, and the goal of this station was to just chronicle a journey of improving my life. And since then, I've published around 70 videos, maybe 80 videos, and I've just learned a tremendous amount around personal development, goal setting, and really visualizing and achieving what you want in your life. Two things I've learned along that journey is the importance of having morning and evening rituals, which I've learned about by studying the habits of successful people. And over the last 12 or 13 months, I've built a routine that works for me, taking bits and pieces of information from things I've read about and studied. And it's helped me tremendously. Honestly, it's been an amazing experience just to see what you can achieve when you focus on yourself and do things for yourself on a consistent basis, and consistency is the key. 4 to 5 days a week I do this, so I wanted to talk a little bit more about my morning routine, and maybe this will help you in your life as well. So my morning routine, 4 to 5 days a week, starts as follows. Around 4 a.m. or so, my alarm goes off, and at first it's always a bit of a pain to hear that alarm go off so early, but when you do it often enough, it becomes less and less of a challenge. But the moment I find myself thinking maybe I don't do it today, it's comfortable, it's warm, it's cold outside, I start counting down from 10. And once I hit 1, I'm at least sitting up. When I sit up, I start thinking about very positive things in my life, start thinking about the excitement of what I'm going to do that day, just being grateful for things in my life. I start reciting things in my head that just gets my mind thinking in a positive way. I do a little bit of stretching, I'll shower, brush my teeth, and then normally I'll do exercising, and at that hour, exercising starts with running. I'm training for a Spartan race in April, so my running these days is going to start taking a little bit more of a different shape because I'm going to have to get running on different terrain. Normally I like running on the beach, on like a boardwalk along a beach, but this time I'll have to do a little bit more of a challenging running. So I'll exercise for a bit, normally around 30 to 40 minutes. While I'm driving to run, I always am listening to some kind of personal development video. There's a few people I follow on YouTube. Jim Rohn is one guy, R-O-H-N. He's a business guy who passed away some time ago, but has excellent content on personal development. He's got an excellent story of his life. I listen to Tony Robbins sometimes, and a couple of other people. So I just listen to that and immerse myself in audio that helps, again, sharpen my mindset. On my way home, or when I get home, I normally do a number of things. First, I review my yearly goals. If you've followed my station, you know that in the beginning of 2019 and the beginning of 2020, I actually sit down and write detailed goals that I want to achieve. 7 or 8 pages worth of stuff. And those goals are split between different pillars in my life: health and fitness, relationships, finances, public service and charity, etc. So I just read my goals, and based on that, I see where I'm at, what goals I want to focus on, what things I need to do, where I'm falling behind, and it keeps me on the right track. After I read my goals, one funny habit I've evolved is to, in terms of my finances, I have goals of what kind of finances I want to achieve at what dates. I've actually mocked up a fake picture of my bank accounts and showed what kind of money, the balances I want to have in there. And I just look at it and visualize me having this be a reality. I find that the more you focus on something, the more likely it is that you find a way in your life to revolve around achieving that goal. There's a common saying, which is, whatever you focus your mind on expands. And I focus on certain goals and just think about it, look at it several times a week. The other thing I do is I chronicle and document my net worth as time goes on. I started this on January 23rd, 2019. where my net worth was 591,000, and now on February 8th, 2020, it's up to 811,000, almost 812,000. So I see my journey in growing my wealth and making sure I keep those goals on track. The next thing I do is, well, first thing, I always am drinking unsweetened coffee or tea. So I'm always having something like that in the morning. My diet consists of doing, well, I don't want to call it a diet. I do intermittent fasting, which means I have an 8-hour window where I eat and 16 hours where I don't eat. So in the morning, depending on what time I break my fast, I'll always be drinking water, tea, or unsweetened coffee. I'm definitely going to do some more videos on intermittent fasting because this has dramatically improved my diet, my health, my body on a number of different levels. So again, I read my goals, I look at some things with my finances, and then I read 5 to 10 pages of whatever book I'm reading. I have a goal this year of reading 10 books, and some of those books are dealing with personal development, finances, health, and physical fitness, and so on. The book I'm reading right now is a book by Richard Branson, who's head of Virgin, the Virgin brand, and this is called Finding My Virginity. It's a book about 20 years after he wrote a book called Losing My Virginity. It's a book about how he's evolved in his entrepreneurship and started certain things like the Virgin Hyperloop, Virgin Galactic, and it's a really cool book. I find it very inspiring to see how people who are extremely successful talk about their experiences with that. So I read 5 to 10 pages in a book. Next thing I'll do is I write in a journal. The journal is just a compilation of things that I'm grateful for, memories that I wanted to capture, quotes that I've read. A recent quote I wrote down was, question things more. You shouldn't blindly accept what a leader has to advise. That was something I got from Richard Branson's book. Here's an example. On February 4th, I wrote down 8 things I'm grateful for. I normally try to do a few times a week, just writing down things I'm grateful for, talking about how I'm grateful for my amazing family and their health, and my health and body and my habits, my income, my children, the global travels I've done in my life, the fact that I'm grateful for is something as simple as having access to healthy food and clean water. Simple things in life. So I'll write a little bit in the book. I also do, while I'm running, I do meditation. I spend about 10 or 15 minutes and I meditate, and my meditation consists of my breathing, concentrating on my breathing, thinking of my mind as like a piece of software and wanting to program it to things that I visualize or what I want in my life. I actually think about me having certain things in my life, the feeling of acquiring certain things in my life, the feeling of achieving goals, the feeling of happiness. I find it extremely important to meditate because it's really an opportunity to block out all the distractions and noise in our life and really set you on the right path in the morning. In the morning, my days used to be, I wake up frustrated because I'm not happy to wake up with my alarm. Maybe I'm frustrated I have to work that day. I think about all the things that aren't going right. I think about challenges I'm having, bills I still need to pay. I think about things just because I'm reading Facebook feeds or I'm watching or listening to the news. I block all that crap out. I don't do anything for the first 2 or 3 hours except focusing on me and anything that's going to make me better. And I found that to be extremely rewarding. So again, in summary, that's basically a lot into my morning routine. One of the things I'll do in another video is show how I document things in this book, because this really has helped me dramatically. But that's it. So I hope this video was valuable. Maybe you can take some pieces of this into your own life, and let me know in the comments.